Welcome in, everyone, to the Stay 48 podcast. I'm your host, Lisa Matthews, bringing you all things AZ. And today on the show is President and Chief Marketing Officer of Gila River Resorts and Casinos. What a long title that is. I made it through. Dominic Orozco. And you have to say it like that. Your mom would be proud.
She would be proud.
And all the people.
Absolutely.
Cheering. Well, thank you so much for being on with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We're going to have some fun, get to know you a little bit. And I always like to start off with a little game.
Okay.
A little icebreaker. So all you have to do is fill in the blank. Okay.
All
it's
right.
not a test. Kind of. It is.
All right. Let's go.
Be scared.
Let's do it.
All right. A quote I live by is.
Whew.
Boom. Banger.
Yeah, right out of the gate. A quote I live by. That's probably the golden rule. I'd say treat everyone like you want to be treated. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
It's good.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna go basic, like live.
I was gonna throw a Bible verse out there, but you know.
We love Bible
Do
verses.
you?
What you got?
I love Romans 8:28. Everything happens according for the greatness of God.
See, now we're gonna cry already. That's a good one. All right, next question. The best part of what I do is.
I serve a community that's 25,000 members strong in Gila River. So everything I do every single day, the revenue that's generated goes to a community focus, which I think is amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's a really great mission behind that company.
Yes, can't wait to talk about that. Yeah. My favorite casino game is...
roulette, which is the worst casino game ever.
Game, but I love it.
Yeah, I know that. It's just so fun.
It is.
I'm trying to get used to craps.
That's
and I say used to craps, very comfortable with it and be proud about my bets and knowing that I'm doing the right thing because it could be intimidating.
Yeah, but I love now, ever since obviously the shift here in Arizona and like the tables, how excited everyone is around the craps table, but it is intimidating when you have those dice and especially if you don't know the game too well and you're like, what do I do? Everyone is like staring you down. And
does sports betting count as a casino game?
We will get into that because you were sweating earlier.
It's a little hot in here.
Okay, we'll get into that because that's a big one.
Cool.
All right, blank is a hobby of mine.
Low riding actually.
What?
Is a hobby of mine, yeah.
No way. Did you know that?
Didn't know that, yeah.
Go us. Oh, wait. Queuing up.
I did not.
Oh, there you
I love that. Okay.
Were you at the Lowrider Super Show last weekend?
I did not go to that. I couldn't attend that one, but the year prior I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a show. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were there repping it, so I did not know that.
Yeah. I have a 6'2" Impala that I secretly on the weekends kind of cruise around and.
Wow, secretly, I love it. It's
I don't do like any car clubs and like that. I did that when I was young, but kind of what I grew up with, like it was a part of me. So.
What color is it?
It's black.
Okay.
Black with red interior.
Oh,
we saw some nice Impalas last week. I was like,
I'm sure. Yeah, I love it.
Very cool. Low rider. All right. Something a lot of people do not know about me. Well, that would probably be the thing. But
shocker, right?
Something else.
Yeah. Something that, I would say I got married. Oh, I'm a deacon for a church. Does that qualify as?
Wow, a lowrider deacon.
Lowrider deacon. This is weird. This is getting
weird.
Real strange right now, and I'm being very transparent, just so you know.
I love it. The more, the better.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How long have you been doing that for?
4 years. So I'm an ordained minister. I have the ability to marry people, and I work at a casino and lowride. I am effed up.
Nuvia, we're going to need a graphic of Dom and his lowrider.
With the deacon
situation.
Well, deacons just look like us. Like
okay.
Pulling up to the casino, I think. Yeah, that should work.
I don't know why I was like thinking of a priest.
Yeah, like gambling on the roulette.
Like just a priest out there in the streets.
Yeah.
I love that. Wow, this is going to be a fun podcast.
Yeah, I've married 3 couples to date. Yeah.
That's special.
One in Sedona. One here in Phoenix, and then the recent one was in Dallas.
Okay. Do you get nervous before you marry them?
I do. The nervousness probably comes from making sure that their moment is special and make sure that I'm an accessory to their special moment versus me being, too boastful maybe in the situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's trying to get their qualities of each other and bring light to what a marriage truly encompasses around a biblical format. So.
That is so dope. No, my husband actually went online.
Yeah,
he got his Didn't know. Yeah, but you didn't know that, Nick. But he got his, certificate.
Yeah.
And he is married, I think, almost 3 people too.
Awesome. Yeah.
And
cool.
it was kind of just random how it kind of
Yeah.
developed. But I know he has a system. So do you have a system of how you
I do have a
interview the
system.
couples and
I do have a system.
Okay, so what's yours?
Typically my wife and I walk through with the couple. We do like premarital lunches, right? Usually it's after church or something like that. And we'll go kind of get to know them. One is so that I interject things that are relative to them and their relationship, so that when I'm doing it, it's not just a guy up there doing a service or a marriage. Their family actually gets to know that I know them as a couple. The second thing is I involve the group of people that are actually there. So when you go there, I make sure I comment to them that you're not just coming here to visualize or see a magical wedding. You're here to be accountability partners for these two. Our job as witnesses is to make sure that these two stay connected and stay married. And so I give them a responsibility. And then the third is Ecclesiastes. There is a verse there that about a 3-strand cord. And it says that a 3-strand cord is not as easy to break as a single. And it says those that are lay down at night in the cold when they don't have somebody to lay down with, how do they stay warm? When they fall, who picks them up kind of thing. And so the 3 strands resembles God, the husband and the wife. So yeah, and then I have them hold the cord, and then I give them, my wife buys a frame that actually has the verse on it, and they get to put it in their house.
That is so special.
My wife thought about that. I wish I would have. I can't take
That is
credit.
so cool.
Yeah.
And you have a beautiful love story of 21 years. Or no, you were married at 21.
I was married at 20.
20.
In Vegas, couldn't even gamble before I started the gaming business. Married at 20, had our first child at 21, got in the casino business at the age of 21.
Wow.
So like them 2 years are probably pretty impactful to my life. Yeah.
Okay. So my question is, who married you guys? Elvis?
Vegas? I wish I would have remembered that. I don't remember who married us.
I mean, you get married in Vegas, you have to have like that.
It was Little Chapel to West,
okay,
which is across from Mandalay Bay. We took a picture in front of it probably 3 years ago, so maybe 18 years into our marriage, so it's still there. It cost us $1,000, which I could not afford at that time, and so my mom paid for it, paid for our flights, everything. We had her sister there, a couple of friends of ours. Didn't have her parents there, which I regret. I think we're actually going to probably get remarried, maybe 25 years, something like that. I feel like I owe it to her father and her mom, like to see her. And I owe it to her because she never got to wear a wedding dress, never got to pick. That stuff is important to women.
Yeah.
And I totally robbed her of that. So I got to redo this.
So what was it like? Yo, let's go to Vegas. Let's get married. Mom, I need some money.
Well,
like,
I mean, we had our daughter, right? And,
Okay.
and she'll tell you that she wasn't planned, but she totally was planned 100%.
Yeah.
3 months in, we were only together 3 months, my wife and I, before we planned to have our daughter.
Wow.
When you know, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, we should, after we had her, it's like, we should do this. Like, we should get married. I come from a single parent family. So my mom raised me with a couple, aunts and uncles' help, but my father was not around.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm not going to live that same type of life as what I didn't want to be when I was young. So I was going to change generations and
Break
I'm
the
like,
cycle.
yeah. And I'm like, let's go do this. So yeah, we did it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then so maybe a 25-year
Maybe earlier. I don't know.
wedding.
Second
22's
wedding.
a good number. That's coming up though, right?
It is. I don't know. Maybe we'll swing it. I don't know.
Hey, maybe another Vegas.
We get kind of lazy and we're like, I don't know if we want to plan this. Like,
weddings are a lot. Like,
I don't
too
know.
much.
Yeah, I don't know what goes into them.
It's just too much.
Yeah,
It's
I can imagine.
I mean, when I was planning my wedding too, it was, let's keep it small, but Mexican
Yeah.
family.
Oh, yeah,
it's
that's
like
not small.
literally everyone and their literal Theo,
Yeah.
cousins.
You find cousins you didn't even have.
I was like, Mom, I haven't seen them in 14 years.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
No, they have to come. So it was one of those ordeals. So all of a sudden, it's like a 250 guest list.
Yeah.
I'm like shook. Okay, that rings up all the pricing,
Yep,
and
yep.
it's just a crazy experience. But I think what's now cool about seeing, this day and age of weddings, either people go like all out for the day,
Yeah.
but it's much more than just the day, as you know,
For
as
sure.
we know.
For sure.
Or they just, do something really simple and special, and
Yeah.
you can kind of get it all.
There's a few important pieces to marriage. I think the one is like separating at night and not seeing each other. That's an important thing because it really sets the stage for when you see her for the first time or she
Yes,
sees him
we
for
did
the
that,
first time. Super important. I think the dad handoff is super important. those are traditions I feel like should never change as modern time or the future goes on. There's some things that you just don't mess up, right? You don't change a 6'2" Impala, right? It's nostalgic the way it is, and that's the way it's supposed to be, right?
Right.
Same thing with certain things in marriage. I get flipping them around a little bit and adding a little twist and doing like, I don't know, flash mobs or whatever they do, right? That's like too old, huh? Yeah.
That's like 2008.
It is, I know.
Dom.
I know. That's my dad joke for the day. But yeah, there's traditions that should keep. And I think the biggest one is separation the night before.
Yeah, we did that definitely.
Yeah.
We didn't do the first look. We did like a...
What's that? I don't know what that is.
The first look, when the bride comes out and then the groom is like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And the bride's crying probably.
Yeah.
We didn't see each other until walking down the aisle.
Perfect.
So it was really impactful. But we did do like, maybe an hour before the wedding with the door separating us. We like prayed.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was really beautiful photos of that because we can't see each other, but we're holding hands, we're praying.
Oh, I love that. Can I steal
really
it?
Cool. Yeah, absolutely.
That is awesome. I think that's super cool.
I did not know we were going to get into a wedding planning and all the things, but that's
our producer's like, all right, let's move on.
Podcasts amazing.
You guys are making me realize that I need to make some decisions in my life soon.
I wasn't going to point the finger.
I know somebody that can marry you.
Yeah. Hey.
I can plan the wedding.
Wow.
He can marry you.
I mean, I think Julie's going to have some opinions as far as the planning goes.
Yeah.
Jules.
But
I'm still in that.
It was really special. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. All right. This is valuable.
Where
Now the podcast is valuable. Where'd you meet your husband, by the way?
Oh, gosh. We were in 8th grade. Yeah.
8th grade?
Yeah, it's been a journey. Yeah. 8th
wow,
grade.
That's awesome.
Didn't obviously stay together until then, but we've had a journey. He went off to college. I did my thing and then got back together. So
super cool.
Best friends through it all. That's important.
Yeah, I met Brandy in a small town where my dad's side was from.
Okay.
And just so happened that her cousins or my cousins and her uncles were friends.
Oh, okay.
So we went to go get some food, look for girls, basically.
Yeah.
And
your lowriders.
In the lowrider, right? We head out and we go look. And what we loved about the small town, which is, it's like robbery, but because we were from the big town, which was Albuquerque, New Mexico, where I was born and raised, you go to a small town and everybody's like, oh man, like, it was easier, right? It was easier fishing, right?
Yeah.
And so we go out to go, get some food and stuff. And I end up asking her if she wants to go back to a barbecue, which was at my cousin's house. And we're sitting there on the couch and this little kid, Devin, runs by and she's like, that's my cousin.
Wait.
And I'm like, what? We go to the back and her uncle and my cousins are back there. And her uncle gives me this look and he's like, I didn't tell you to go get my niece. Like, I know you're going to go get girls, but not my niece.
Well, at least it wasn't like you guys were related.
Oh, yeah, totally, yeah. They kind of went that way on the story. That's kind of weird.
It almost went that direction.
Yeah, no, we're not related.
I found out she's my cousin.
Yeah,
my
for
first
the record.
cousin.
Yeah, not related.
But that would be something.
Yeah, but it was cool to have like a commonality of friends and family that, knew each other. Cool. I knew her uncle before I knew her. He knew me since I was 14 years old.
Yeah,
yeah.
Wow.
So kind of cool.
A little twist.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know a lot about you already, but like marriage, deacon, lowrider club, all the things, but I don't know exactly what you do as el presidente of Gila River Resorts and Casinos.
Yeah, so it's a big responsibility, of course. The title kind of alludes to that, right? But my responsibility is there's 25,000 members, I stated before, that are Gila River Indian Reservation community members. Mm-hmm. And these casinos provide a way of income for their budget for the community. And it sounds kind of harsh, but I tell this to people in our mission, and it's super important. And my job as a president is to make sure that everybody in the company, outside the company, knows what our mission and vision is. If I can align the team on that mission and vision, then we're going to be highly successful. When somebody on the community calls because their kid is maybe in a burning house and they call the fire department and they answer, it's because gaming did their job and provided revenue. Mm. If a lady is maybe needs help from abuse or something, and she calls the police department, they respond because of what gaming did. Education, and the kid learns something and they get to grow up and be something, it's because gaming did what they did. And so there is a deep root purpose behind what casinos do for not only the tribes and what they have, but also the state of Arizona. We give 8% of our total revenue back to the state of Arizona, and that's road infrastructure. that's books for kids in schools. And my daughter is a recipient, she goes, opens a book in school, in public school. That's gaming dollars. And so people think that, in gaming, somebody's getting their pockets fat. We're servicing 25,000 people.
Wow.
And I think that is a true purpose. So my job, long story short, is to make sure our culture from our staff knows exactly why they're there and what the purpose is. Why do you service guests the most? Why do you give them guest service first? Why is it important that we come every day and give this job everything we got? It's because of that. And just selfishly, the community gives us a way to supply for our family, right? And that's the selfish piece of it.
Wow.
I tell everybody.
So much deeper than I even assumed.
I know. I tell everybody, like, this company pays us to learn a skill set that will, you can teach them to fish, right? Or give them the fish kind of mentality. This place is paying you to learn how to fish. That's amazing, I think.
Wow.
And every place that I've worked at before this, does that for me.
That's insane.
So yeah, it's that, and make sure that we're aligned in our responsibility for revenue of the community. Make sure we're expanding on the pride that the community has. Partnerships with yourself, or the Suns, the Cardinals, the Coyotes, ASU. All those are super important to us because it shows value of our community and our brand that can partner with brands of that caliber.
Yeah.
And that's what's super important.
Is that a lot of you aligning those relationships and networks and all of that?
Yeah. So the Cardinals were there when I got there, and the Coyotes were too. What I recognized, marketing in itself, everybody's a marketer, right? And people recognize companies' brands before they even have to work for them. I don't think they know this, but people pick out brand qualities of brands that they choose. So they already know the brand going in. Before I worked for Gila River, I noticed they were a sports-centric brand. They're everywhere in sports. And I'm like, how do we take that and make that a brand pillar, and everything we do screams sports? And so when I got in there, it was kind of like, okay, this is what we're really good at. We're the largest gaming enterprise in the Valley. We have 4 properties, soon to open 4, right? We have Santan Mountain opening. No other casino company in the Valley has 4 casinos. We are the largest.
Wow.
And what that does is it gives you a sense of popularity and power to what you do, but it stops you from being envious of other product, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
It's hard to be envious of other things and be really good at what you're doing, right? You gotta I'm good at what I do. I value what I do. That's why I do it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Anytime I need a staycation, the backyard is the resort. Yeah, I live in Ahwatukee.
Okay. Yeah,
so
cool.
we're always down at Wild Horse Pass. I mean, my kids are we were driving down the freeway and they're like, Mommy, there's our hotel, because they know that's
awesome.
where we go often to swim.
Yeah.
Me and my husband enjoy date nights there. We do, just enjoy the casino field gambling.
So much more in a casino, right?
It is. I mean, it's our little mini, I would say, Vegas in
Absolutely.
a sense. We have our getaway, and we do prime steakhouse. We have a whole
look
thing.
At you.
I'm
you're a fan.
I got the robe. I got I got all the things.
This makes me happy.
No, they're dear friends. Not only obviously it is State 48, but just my family experiences and what we get to do. So I love going there. And what's really been fun is the expansion with now sports betting. You talk a lot about the pillar of branding of sports.
Yeah.
But how has that just opened up things for you guys entirely?
Yeah, it's a totally new demographic. The younger demo was existent, but not as thriving as it is now. Craps is one thing, right? Craps roulette, those bring younger players. There's a different experience besides a slot machine, right? And I'm old fashioned in a lot of things, but then I try to be young in everything I do, right? So I'm like, I could see why they gravitate towards roulette and craps, because there's a lot of communal sense to it, and it's very energetic. You could scream, you can yell, all those cool things. Well, sports betting is the same way, right? There's anticipation that comes watching the game and then going to seeing what you want or not want.
Yeah.
And so we've seen the younger demographic come in and really enjoy it. New partnership with BetMGM, which was cool. And I was able to craft, with the help of our CEO, a partnership between the Cardinals, BetMGM, and us. It's a tri-partnership, which is not common. I think we were probably the first ones to probably do it with BetMGM and the Cardinals. All amazing partners. And when we looked at our provider for BetMGM, I was like, okay, who understands us as a gaming property? And MGM, they run massive projects and all over the country, but Vegas primarily. And I'm like, they understand us. So The Cardinals being the one of the big brands in the market, made sense.
Yeah. No, it's such a vibe. I love going there. The lounge now and how it overlooks the floor, the main floor. And
I had a vision of that. You know that, right?
no, tell me about that.
So those used to be closed off.
That was my favorite club, by the way. So I'm a
Chrome?
little salty about that.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry.
No. Chrome was my place.
I don't know if I didn't kill that one.
Okay.
That wasn't
I won't
my
blame you.
killing. Yeah, but it was bringing in the wrong group and stuff, and we weren't making necessarily money off that vibe. And I get why we did it. Vegas, it was the biggest thing back then, so you try to replicate it. However, it's like you got to that section and it kind of bottlenecked, and the section altogether was somewhat dead, right? It was quieter than the rest of the property, and I was like, I know a few things from New Mexico where there was a thriving club. It was called Kicks, right? It was Route 66, Get Your Kicks.
Okay.
And we had this nightclub called Kicks. It merely had a sheer that would open it up and cover it up. So you can see into the club, right? You knew what you were going into. You can kind of, people watch. Everybody likes people watch.
Yeah.
We're like, we're going to go to Vegas and we're going to make a Vegas product. So we came back and they actually, the senior staff there built this amazing nightclub, and it was called Envy. Well, we closed it off. When we closed it off, we closed the progress of that nightclub, and it was struggling. So one thing I learned from that was that you have to open things up in order for it to thrive. People in gaming, casino atmospheres, even just in general, look at home buying. Open floor plans are what sells, right? So I said, we're going to open this up. And I sat there and I go, if I can hear cheers from the top down to craps for a sports game, and then vice versa, craps going up there for a craps game, it'd be perfect. So when you said cheers, it's exactly what I imagined was people cheering for both and it kind of colliding in the middle.
It's the best place to watch. It's like Sunday football there. You this is what you do. You go to brunch at Prime.
Yep.
And then you come down and you watch football all day, make your bets, do your parlays. It's the best experience.
Yep. You know where you have to. So Prime, there's another tidbit I'll give you. Thursday night football.
Okay.
Right. Or Thursday night or even Sunday night. So Prime's open on Sunday as well, on Sunday night. Go sit at the bar. The bar in Prime is shaped like a home base, if you look at it.
Yeah.
On the peak, the corner there's a TV that's right there. On Thursday night, go get a steak, sit at the bar. It's open seating. They will open the windows in front of you. So you got the view of South Mountain with the sunset. You got your TV right above you, and you got a steak right at the bar.
That sounds like a dream.
That's
a dream.
That is
and
amazing.
That steak.
So we're going to lunch at Gila River. We'll see you all there around 12:30.
We will. Yeah.
Let's wrap
I told
this
you
up.
to get hangry.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
No, that steak. Oof.
Every creation around that place was by people that love it and are connoisseurs of that. The people that created that, our CEO, huge steakhouse guy. He hits all the steakhouses around Scottsdale. He knows them all, right? So when he built it, it was with that eye.
Wow.
So it's cool.
I like that, how you said your 3 credos.
Yeah. So I have 3 credos. This is something that I've learned from just being in the business and mentors kind of, grabbing it. One is larger than life. So everything we do has to have a larger than life presence. If we do that, we're going to be good. The other one is make special events special, which I think is what I told you is next time you're there, you got to let me know. We love to make special events above and beyond of what your expectation is.
No, it's
and
true.
there is things that we can do that we can't do for everyone, but there's things we can do to make the night just amazing. Whether it's a chef coming to the table and talking to the group, or a som coming to your table and giving you taste of wine and taking you around the world when a wine display, or there's so many cool things that we can do. So you got to let me know next time you're there.
Okay, I'll let you know right after. I'm ready. No, it's true. Anytime I've been there, it's like the red carpet experience, truly. We celebrated anniversaries there. They do the champagne in the room and the handwritten note. I'm so about those little touches. Like I said, I just took 20 girls from my team to celebrate some big wins and accomplishments.
Nice.
And it was the time of our lives. Some of my women, hadn't even experienced a steak dinner at all.
Wow.
Like the whole, the layout of
You ruined it for them now.
they're
can't
just
go
like,
to-
can we take to go? And I was like, eat everything here. You don't have to take it to go.
You can't go to a basic steakhouse anymore because
No,
you're ruined.
you can't, because that
Yeah.
is like, oh my gosh, hangry right now to its best. If I could just,
Yeah.
it's 12 o'clock. If you're listening to this, we are hungry.
It is.
But no, it really is such a great experience there. And I'm just so lucky it's in my backyard.
Yeah, that's cool.
And just,
That's
having
cool.
all of those memories, and my kids now having the memories.
The pool's
going there.
amazing.
The pool's amazing.
Yeah. We'll have to
The
have you out there.
margaritas are, oh yeah, you will. You
For
will. I will be there.
Yeah, it's our second year of doing pool parties.
Yes.
Oasis. So
And it was last year was Jay Crowder.
Jay Crowder hosted it. Yeah.
The pool parties.
Yeah, so we have a gentleman that we work with. His name's Josh Mason. He's a manager for Jay Crowder. We became really good friends. So he has connections with all the players. So from time to time, like the first pool party we had, he brought Odell Beckham Jr. there.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of cool. Yeah, like he showed him, and I'm like, I didn't recognize who it was because you picture football usually bigger, and he's not like too tall.
Yeah.
He's just athletically amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we got to get you out there and check it out.
I will be there. You will not have to twist my arm for
The
that.
first one is Nervo. I don't know if you know who Nervo is.
No.
They are an all-female DJ set.
Oh, that's cool.
It's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Not typical, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I will be there.
Cool.
Probably not for my kids though.
Yeah, I would leave.
Even though they would be in the back like.
Yeah, that would be awesome. We could hide them and figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Hide them in the canopy, the
Yeah,
nice
little cabana.
bungalow. Yeah, the
Yeah,
cabanas.
for sure.
So my favorite question,
Yeah.
because you do a lot, you've done a lot, is so how did you get here? What has your journey? Because you said you started when you're 21.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's been a journey.
A lot of it's right place, the right time. Secondly, I would say it's people probably believing in me more than I believed in probably myself, and giving me opportunities, right? Everybody needs some type of assistance or opportunity. Somebody just has to see it and then get you in that role. I didn't know how far I was going to go in gaming. Literally, the uncle that I knew that was my wife's uncle, he told me, yeah, I work as surveillance for a property in New Mexico. And I was looking to relocate from Albuquerque to where my wife lived, a small town in Grants, New Mexico. And her parents were retired from the military and from the prison. And so when I planned to move out there, they could watch our kids, right? If we're going to start a family, watch our kids, be helpful. So I passed by this casino and just kind of threw a resume out there, application, and they called me back. Started off as a cage cashier.
Oh, wow.
I was making $8 an hour, and I was handing out money to players and stuff. And I realized at that time that if you give everything you got to the position you're in, it tees you up and sets you up for further success. Somebody will recognize it and see it. All too often, people sit in the area they are and they maybe pout or grope about where they're at versus going, if I do this to the best, people are gonna see me for what I could be in something greater. And so it's basically, I don't have to outrun the bear, I just got to outrun you, right? Yeah. And so I sat there and I'm like, if I could be the best cage cashier ever, I looked around the side and I'm like, okay, I could smoke these people. Like, there's an art to, fanning out and the way you do it and just guest service alone. Yeah, you're good. You want me to keep going or you just stop? All right.
It was crawling.
I just want to see the video playback where it's just you like hold it from red.
My eyes were like. My eyes are watering. I'm like, he's gonna think I'm crying about this journey right now.
I mean, fanning out money will make people cry.
It's moving.
It depends on what the situation
No,
is.
it's true. There's the beauty, like the way that they.
It's an art. It's a skill set.
Absolutely, I'm like I love watching the way that they handle the cards. Like,
oh yeah, and paying out chips and the way they check them.
Half the reason why I play blackjack, because I just don't have the best luck on the blackjack table.
I love watching them just take my money away. I'll never get it
we
back.
love you then.
I'm just kidding. I actually don't gamble for
don't
these
know
reasons. I work too hard for my money. I'm not trying to give it away.
That part.
Yeah, totally.
Personally.
It's entertainment.
Yeah.
It's like shopping or anything
Love what
else.
you do, Dom. Don't.
Yeah,
Don't.
I don't take it any other way.
I will spend some money at your tables, Dom.
Yeah,
don't worry.
That's all right. That's all right.
Okay.
So yeah, cage cashier. Went to cage supervisor. 14 years in the same company and moved around from that, and just every advancement that was there I put in. I got denied plenty of times. Everybody thinks my first deal was like, did it and got it in. I probably got denied over 15 times for jobs that I was looking to apply in the same company. And that was cool, right? It taught me something every time I got denied. Went to marketing. I was about to go to surveillance from Cage.
Okay.
And I had an opportunity to go from $8 to $10 as a supervisor, and then go to $11 an hour, which was a big lift, right?
Yeah.
As surveillance. The day I'm about to leave to surveillance, a marketing manager comes to me and says, "Hey, ever thought about marketing?" Now, my mom comes from a marketing background. She was in the ad agency for years. She was a part of the ad agency that actually brought the Hummer domestically. You remember the H1 when it came from military to actual? She was a part of that whole campaign. It was back when you had to send a spot to the radio station. You couldn't email it. You had to mail off the reel-to-reel to them.
Wow.
Right. So I saw this as a little kid, and I'm like, marketing, I think I could probably go that route. And so I ended up going to Players Club and marketing and learning about promotional and CMS and player loyalty and everything like that. Go to marketing manager, move my way up to an AGM role for the company. That was 14 years in the making, getting to where I was at now. And I got to AGM and I hit a ceiling within the company, and rightfully so. I mean, everybody there that was trying to hold down their positions, and I wanted more. Mm-hmm. And so I had this hunch I started liking gaming at that time, and I'm like, I'm going to go for it. And so I started putting applications out other places, and an agency out here in the Phoenix market landed a big account with Choctaw, which is in Oklahoma. And they're a monster. I think they have the 14th largest casino in the country. And their competition is WinStar, which is the number one largest in the country. Mm-hmm. And they're like, "Hey, we're looking for a director of gaming on the agency side. Would you want to do it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." So I take the role, and I learned tons from that agency just working there. It was about a year I worked there, and they taught me in that year. So thankful for them. And they taught me tons of stuff about what branding truly is. And so every step along the way that I've taken, whether it was what I thought the step should be or what I thought I should be doing, it was so valuable into where I got now. And so when I went to Gila River, I knew a gentleman that I worked with in New Mexico that worked there, and he was in marketing. And he says, "Hey, I'm looking for a director of marketing for VQuiva. You have interest in doing it?" And I'm like, "Absolutely. I would love to stay home in Phoenix. My family moved here and get back in operations." So worked for Gila River as a director of marketing. They gave me 3 properties to do that, corporate. Started building the brand with them. They liked what I was doing. They're extremely trustful about what I do, and moved me up to vice president of marketing, went to CMO, kept chugging along, and I've had this role for coming on a year now, about a year, as president and CMO. And my true passion really is to build business plans and business models that are nestled in marketing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
How long have you been here in the Valley?
7 years. I just did my 7th year. I've been here 8 years. I moved in 2015. November 1st, 2015, I moved out here. And 7-year mark with Gila River just this week.
Awesome.
Is that crazy?
Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
What have you seen, or what makes it different? Obviously, I'm just born and raised here.
Yeah.
All I know is here, and obviously Vegas, going there often.
Yeah.
But what makes the gaming experience so different in the culture here in Arizona for what you do? And you have to obviously tap into that to be able to serve the community.
Population is key, right? We have great population. It is a very economic driven state, which is amazing too. Coming from New Mexico, no bash on them, but it's hard to get movement in New Mexico, right? And there are only 600,000 people or so. You got 7 million people here, right? So you can tap into it. There is a thriving entertainment appetite that's here in Phoenix, which I love. We love day clubs. We love brunch. We love the cool things in life. And I firmly believe that the weather is conducive to what people's nature of that craving is. Mm-hmm. It's something to be said when you wake up every day and it's like, it's 85 and beautiful again. Like, oh man, like how do you discount that, right? And you can eat outside. Like you can't eat outside in New Mexico because the wind's blowing all the time and the weather's different, right? Out here, I think it's set up perfectly for entertainment. Yeah. Truly.
I was slightly annoyed that there was like a little bit of gray sky today for an hour and a half.
You were?
Because I didn't know.
I loved it.
I didn't know it was going to be gray. So
I was slightly confused after, just sweating death yesterday.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what is this weather?
Yeah.
I get that people like
it feels
the gloom.
good when you live here and like something like this comes through. It's like, oh, Where like in Seattle or anywhere, you know, it's always gloomy. And when the sun comes out, it's reversed for them.
Give me the sun every single day, please.
For sure.
All of the sun.
That's
We're
just
like
me.
we're a youthful state. I mean, I know we're youthful in the sense of being the 48th state. Huh?
Hey.
You like that?
Hey.
Come on, team that up. That's a promo for you guys.
Yeah, there you go.
But there is a youthfulness around the people that live here. Like I'm 42 years old, right? I try to act like I'm 21 every single day.
And you have a 21-year-old.
I have a 21-year-old, right? My son is 17, and he'll probably hate me saying this, but he shops in my closet.
I believe you came ready. I'm just gonna say.
Have you seen Mike?
These shoes. I know you had to come ready.
I had to come ready. He challenges you to that. But I just think, I mean, we're 42 years old, my wife and I. We love hanging out and doing, brunch and day drinking or whatever it is, right? It's super cool. Like I think this city loves feeling young and youthful. Yeah. And that's a perfect recipe for a thriving casino industry out here.
That's true.
It's like Vegas, basically. I think we're very similar to Vegas, Nashville. Those all make sense, right?
Right. Yeah. A bachelorette trip scare.
But better.
Yeah. A bachelorette trips always coming through. I'm sure you guys see a ton of that wedding season, all of that. I mean, people just want to come. They gravitate towards the valley here.
Right.
And then now you have the opportunity to serve. So that's awesome.
Totally.
What do? You spoke a lot about the impact of the 25,000 people that you guys serve. In what ways do you guys have like outreach programs or other ways that you guys serve the community other than obviously the payback, the dollar payback?
Yeah, so they have an annual parade. It's called Mulchata. It's spelled Mulchatha. Okay. And it's their celebratory moment, and all these members come, and there's a parade, and they do concerts and everything like that. We're an active piece of that to celebrate with them. But really anything that is community driven, we're a part of it. Suns partnerships, right? We worked with them on Originative when the Suns did that. And I mean, they really kept us at the forefront, which is amazing of that. But it was cool to see all 22 tribes come together as one and unify. That's beautiful, right? Mm-hmm. And so the culture of Native American is just, it is a beautiful thing. It's very similar to what Hispanics have as well in that culture. And I mean, of course, Italians and everybody has their base of culture. It is very similar in that, and they love on each other. So we try to love each one of them, and anything we could be a part of, whether it's a school give back, we do. When we went through COVID, we had tons of food. When we closed operation, and we gave the food all back to them so they can have food and toiletries and everything. Like it is a family. Yeah, it is a family for sure.
Man, that brought me back just thinking, and I'm sure it's like, I don't want to remember some of those times, but I mean, that was a huge pivotal moment in the gaming industry, hotel industry, restaurants, all of that. How did you guys just manage, and do you feel like you're finally now on the other side of that?
Yeah, the community is super strong in terms of, being good stewards of what they've been given. And so they were prepared and set up should something happen. Government assistance helped. It helped a lot of people, and it definitely helped them as well. And so we were able to pay. This says a lot, like pandemic and catastrophic situations, or even just patience of having to wait for something, really shows the identity and integrity of people or a business, right? Okay. We didn't lay off anybody through this time. We paid everybody their full salary. We paid their full benefits. And they got to stay home for 6 weeks and be safe with their family. And the executive team, we came in every single day. There was, about 10 of us that came in every single day, and we were building plans and whatever it is. But that point of COVID, I think, was like, it was a unity piece of family for us. You really saw who was in it for the community and who was not. And we unified around it. We took that. I mean, I don't know who said this, but it's never waste a good crisis. This enterprise and the community didn't waste a good crisis. They built upon it. They built unity. They stayed safe. And you got to think about this, right? As a community of Gila River, when a pandemic happens or something like that happens, you have to make sure your human race is protected, right? You can't just be careless with it, because it's a body of community.
Yeah.
And so they really protected themselves. They did a great job at it, and employees are safe, and they got paid the whole thing. They had incentive. They got $500 incentive checks during the whole time when they're working.
Wow.
Just to make sure they're okay. We just increased our salary 6% last year in July for our employees. Awesome. The culture of that enterprise is amazing. Yeah.
Gosh, it feels like another time when I think back, and it was only 3 years ago, but it feels like yesterday, but also another time at the same time.
Yeah.
Doesn't it, in a weird way?
Yeah, it is really weird. Like, we don't want to remember it, but I try to remember the positive things that came out of that more so than the negative. Non-smoking.
I love that.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It is so nice.
It probably saved me an extra 5 years of my life, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because especially you or anyone that works.
Casino workers know this. When smoking was happening, you would go home and your windshield on your car would get a fog like you were a smoker because it would come off your clothes. It embeds in everything that you have.
Oh my gosh.
So it is a huge blessing for us that that's still there.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And people, I mean, our guests love it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, good things came out of COVID.
That's a good one.
Let's talk about something else.
Yeah. Let's not go there.
I hate COVID. I hate it.
I know. It is. It's just, but look at, like you said, on the other side of things and how things keep moving and for the better. And we learn from every single point of your journey.
I was glad I lived in State 48. I'll tell you that during that time.
Yes.
Because it was, if I would have been in any other state that wasn't as progressive and as we were. Like, yeah. So
truly. Well, I know that you like to golf. I'm like moving topics here, right?
Yeah.
That's where you met Mike. Is that how everything kind of came to be?
Yeah, you always hear that
golf just like brings everyone together.
Yeah, that cliche. It's like, oh, everything happens. Deals happen on the golf course, right? This deal truly happened on the golf course. We talked. I saw State 48 before. Talk about seeing brands before you actually know it.
True.
I recognized in the airport, Sky Harbor, I was walking through. I saw the design, and I was like, it's modern, it's vibrant, it's hip. I would wear it. And man, they really captured the essence that travelers and people of Unity around the state are looking for. You didn't see it in any other city. I'm sure it's, you know what I mean? I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is going to be good. So happened to meet Mike on the golf course and go, I was already a fan of your product when I first saw it, and you guys are onto something, to thinking that there could be something that was there as a partnership with the community. And so, and the casino. And so we talked about it, and I'm selfishly want them to be only ours in the gaming area. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we've done, it's got to be over 20 shirts. I mean, I looked this morning in my closet to which State 48 I was going to wear.
Brought all of them.
I wore the foundation one because I'm on the board.
Yes.
But I had like 20 shirts that we collabed on. And I'm like, which one am I going to pick today?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that. That's what we love to do.
I mean, we've done one a quarter for the last 2 years at least.
We have.
If not 3 years. Wow. So
they wear it all around the casino. Like it's cool.
Get the card if you want that exclusive shirt.
Look at this guy.
Back to you.
There needs to be like a stamp.
You do you.
Dude,
you know I mean?
this is so good, man.
I wanted to throw a you do you in earlier, but it didn't feel right. So
you do you.
You can force a you do you anywhere.
Yeah, it's really true.
I love it.
Yeah.
And the big sign. It's such a great Instagrammable moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sign, and then I have a sweater. You do you.
By the pool?
No.
Well, there is a you do you by the pool.
I thought you said wearing the sweater by the pool. I said no.
How do you perceive you do you? What's your perception when you hear it? What do you think?
I think of God. I mean,
I'll tell you. I have questions too. See?
Yeah, I love it. You threw me off right there. I'm like, someone's asking me a question.
Personally, I see it as like, just be yourself. Like,
yeah.
That's exactly what it is, right?
Okay, good. All right, good.
Live your life.
I personally live that way myself already, as many people around here may know.
Yes,
but like
this is very true.
Yeah,
this is valid.
I'm gonna be me unapologetically every single day.
Dude, this guy's good.
So I'm gonna do me.
Live your life on your own terms.
Yeah.
So, and it's funny because when we had the retreat there, we just kept saying, you do you, because it's like, whatever you want to do tonight. Do you want to go gamble? Do you want to
do what makes you happy, right?
Yeah, like you're just that like euphoria of like, enjoying your time on your terms.
Do you know how that was created?
No. So
when I first got into marketing and trying to discover the brand and what we're going to be, every company has a brand. You just have to tell the people in a simplistic form what that is, right? What you are. we went through tons of research, qualitative research, and I brought our players and our folks in. And I said, why do you choose us? Why do you pick to come to Gila River?
Mm-hmm.
And everything was because I can be myself. I'm comfortable. I don't have to apologize for anything. I can come in the way I want to. It is a stress relief for me. Most of the people came from high stress jobs. Doctors, lawyers, nurses, school teachers. They all choose to gamble because it's a form of release and entertainment for them, that they can have this guilty kind of forgetfulness, or they can be what they want. You can come in one day in joggers, and you can dress up tonight and go to Prime Steakhouse and dress up and be what you want to be, right? From that, knowing that people came because they could be themselves is where UDU came from.
Wow.
And we were trying to figure out, how do you say that in a form? And you know, OH Partners came up with this tagline, right, behind it, and it worked. And it's so relative even now to this day, is, you know, inclusion and all this thing. Like, it fits all of those things.
Yeah.
Like, we're there for everyone. Yeah. So that's how it actually created.
I love it.
It's like instantly timeless.
It is, yeah.
It is that simple, and it, like you said, it's all inclusive to everybody for any situation too.
We have 4 different products in gaming, right? 4 different casinos. You have 4 different looks and feels.
Mm-hmm.
We have many different demographic that you can choose from. We go from 21 all the way to 80 years old, right?
Right.
You slot players, you have sports betting. I mean, we're so accommodating to everything, which I think is cool. So it's fitting.
It is. You do you.
You do you.
I know that you did do you in your sports betting last night.
Oh man, you're just gonna bring it up. Don't tell my wife.
Well, she's going here.
Unbelievable segue.
That was
Lisa.
a great.
That's awesome.
It's just like, I'm getting better and better. But let's talk about that. So
yeah,
we said we'd hit on some sports
I
betting.
enjoy it.
Yeah, it is fun.
Oh.
I had to cut some myself off, my husband off. He's
Yeah.
cut.
I mean, there's times where I do well, and there's times where I don't, and I only lose money that I'm okay losing, so
Good.
it's not a big deal, right?
Yeah.
I either bought a pair of shoes or I do that. I like to sports bet in a communal kind of situation.
Okay.
Last night we went to Dominic's and was eating a steak on the bar. Last time I set it up, right? Watching the game, and I was like, I just want to sports bet. Like, it's just kind of cool. It just creates this weird, kind of energy around the game.
A nervous tick a little bit.
Watching a game when you're sports betting, whether it's $5, I don't sports bet a lot, you know what I mean? But like even $5, $25, there's something behind it that just makes the game intensified.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's super cool. Like,
so did you do a parlay, or what did you do?
I'm not a parlay guy really, just because I know the odds on parlays. They're not good.
Parlays.
Everybody loves parlays.
Not good.
It looks great. Like, you can do $50 and win, $250,000. Like, I get it.
Everything like literally has to just.
It has to flow perfectly, right?
Yeah.
If you hit them, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So my advice would be, do parlays, but do them at $5, $10, $25 increments, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a money line guy.
Okay.
I've been leaning more towards point spread lately.
Okay.
And I watch the game all the way through, and usually I'm a fourth quarter or a final kind of minutes type of better.
The worst.
Oh, it is.
The worst.
I took the Suns. I hit last night. I took the Suns at I think it was like plus 19 or something, and they ended at like 17 or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I won that one. But yeah, I mean, it's super cool.
And see, that's hard. I got more into betting a couple of years ago when it all like came to be, and so when it was with the Suns, the Suns are in their playoff run. Yeah. I'm like, I'm going to jinx this. I can't go for the money and then want the Suns to win or like certain players. So I get really like, it's a hard place to be when you're obviously dealing with your money.
You outlined the largest struggle of every sports bettor.
Yeah, that's true.
Emotional betting.
That's me.
You bet, you can't bet emotionally because it just.
Me? Nick shook his head.
I'm too superstitious. I can't. I won't wear the other team's colors in any way, shape, or form on a day that they play.
Yeah.
Down to the underwear. Yeah. Can't wear right now for the Suns. Can't wear red. Can't wear yellow. Can't wear blue.
Yeah.
I have all of those. I'm just saying, you can't do it.
Totally. I'm with you.
Can't do it.
But sports betting, I mean,
I was going to say something that's I just can't.
Was it the underwear?
It was the chonies.
Just saying, doesn't matter what color. Can't wear those
They're
colors.
red.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
you're not wearing your Nuggets chonies.
No.
Okay.
That's awesome.
No extra fun there either.
No.
Yeah, there's more to that. Yeah, that was going like, where's this gonna go good? This is a nice segue. This is
All the
awesome.
segues today.
Yeah.
But
So,
yeah,
yeah.
that's, you're in the environment. Obviously, you have to know
Yeah.
like the ins and outs as you're.
You're good.
Okay, you have to know the ins and outs as you're having your community come in. I remember talking to some of my good friends over at Gila, and they're like, I don't know much about sports betting, but you're learning.
Yeah.
And that's the way to kind of, be with your people that are coming in.
I think we realize that not many people understand how to gamble. Slot machine makes sense, right? That's easy enough. The table games are something we have to work on, giving people a chance to learn them and teach them for free, right? That's one. Sports betting too.
Yeah.
It's a new addition to gambling, and I get people. I only know it because I played. I learned by fault, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we have to do a better job on teaching people how to gamble safely. Honestly, all these pieces that are important, but how to do it and have fun, right? Because there is a fun aspect to gambling that is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, whether you're
Like
in a hot
you said,
streak or
it
not,
intensifies
it
the
does.
experience.
To get a table saved, like next time you're there and you like to play roulette or whatever, we'll save a table for you. Like we'll reserve a table, right? That's just that alone, right? You're already like, oh my God, it's amazing. Because then you can go with your girls and kind of sit on a reserve table. It's only your group, and you guys can sit there, banter back and forth, and just have. That is really the essence of gambling. That is fun.
I actually would prefer my own blackjack table.
We could do that too.
I get really nervous at blackjack.
Have you played pitch blackjack?
Pitch? No.
So new to the state.
Okay.
New Mexico is there, but it's a double deck.
Okay.
And there's a certain way they have to hold it so that they don't show you their down. Right?
I think I've seen, yes.
And they pitch to you. You can actually touch the cards.
Oh, I've seen this. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now the wager's a little bit more. I think it's like $100 minimum, but
easy.
You only got 2 decks versus 6 decks in a shoe. But it's something about just pitching.
Just like the way, yeah.
Yeah, you just kind of put your hand down and it kind of hits your hand and you just kind of flip it over. You get to see it, tuck it under your chips. And yeah, it's pretty cool.
Gosh, I'm excited. So far, I got a private table. I got steak dinner. I have.
Let me give you a tour of the property next
up.
time you're there, and then I can show you the cool things. Yeah.
I was curious about the robes. What do you got to do to get a robe?
Everybody gets a robe.
Oh, hell yeah.
No, I got one to take.
Oh,
home.
you got a different one, though.
I got a robe.
Yeah, she got a different one.
Nicholas.
So there's robes in the rooms, right? Which is common, but hers
you don't
was.
take the robe in the room. I didn't take the robe.
Was yours embroidered with UDU?
Yeah, UDU.
Yeah.
My kids have the UDU cups.
Yeah.
And the glasses, the white glasses.
Yeah.
I got the keychain. I'm all about the UDU. Okay.
So I'll let you in on a little secret. We are now exploring a UDU fashion line.
Oh.
So
I really like my
print.
sweater. So I see.
You have a sweater too?
I'm
don't have a
telling
sweater.
you, I am ready.
I am
ready for
How
my
do you
business.
have a sweater? I don't have a sweater.
The hoodie.
I don't have a hoodie.
The gray hoodie.
I don't have that.
Oh well, I'll have to tell the other president to get you.
Right.
The other president to get you the hoodie.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much. I've learned so much about you.
Cool. Yeah, thank you.
From lowriders to all the things. Such a great episode.
I am true UDU right there.
This is, I love it.
Lowrider, deacon, marrying people, gambler.
Wears the fresh kicks, has a 21-year-old, yet a 21-year-old in a 42-year-old body.
That's right.
Hope y'all learned something here today. But how can people just continue to, follow Gila and all the great things that you guys are doing in the community?
Yeah, so our social and our website, Play at Gila. That's the easiest way. Me personally, I don't do social media.
You don't do the reels?
I don't do social at all,
So
actually. I do. I'm on LinkedIn.
Okay.
So you can find me there, more business connections. So love to connect with whoever via that, but I don't do any social stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's healthy for the marriage.
That's good. Oh, yes. We did get into a little marriage therapy in the front end, but thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely.
We so appreciate and your partnership here.
Thank you,
at
guys.
State 48.
It's been amazing. We love you guys.
All right, we'll see you next season.
Ooh.